We're just 28 days away from the fiscal cliff, and talks between the White House and Republicans on Capitol Hill seem to be at a standstill.
On Monday, GOP leaders made their counteroffer to President Obama, and administration officials quickly dismissed it. Major Garrett is at the White House this morning. Major, good morning.
Well, good morning, Charlie and Nora. There's, of course, no deal. There's not a prospect for a deal. There aren't even very many talks going on. But for the first time, there are numbers on pieces of paper from both sides. Now, there's a debate between the White House and congressional Republicans about the seriousness of each other's offers. But at least there are boundaries now to find a deal in the middle if eventually these numbers yield themselves to politics. Republicans put their plan in writing, but the White House said it should have saved the paper and ink.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Republicans remain opposed to raising income tax rates. Overall, their plan is lighter on taxes and heavier on spending cuts than the White House prefers. The GOP offered $800 billion in tax increases by eliminating or reducing unspecified deductions. The White House wants to double that amount. And Republicans want $600 billion in cuts to health care entitlement programs and $300 billion in lower inflation-adjusted benefits. The White House wants $600 billion in cuts, but no change to inflation adjustments. Republicans also want to raise the eligibility age for Medicare. The White House does not. There are other differences, but nothing matters more to the White House than breaking GOP resistance to higher taxes on the wealthy.
The president certainly has principles here that he intends to stick to, which is that he will not sign an extension of the Bush-era tax cuts for the top 2%.
Erskine Bowles, the co-chairman of the President's Deficit Reduction Commission, said as big as the divide appears, despair is premature.
You know, that's just a kabuki theater you go through in each one of these. I am positive that to get a deal done, you're going to have higher tax rates on the top 2%. I'm equally sure that the $350 billion worth of cuts that the president put on the table for health care entitlements is not going to be sufficient to get the deal done.
Now, Republicans said their ideas reflected those put forward by Erskine Bowles and that Deficit Reduction Commission. Mr. Bowles quickly denied that, giving the White House opportunity to gloat and say the Republicans simply aren't serious. Meanwhile, later today, about half a dozen governors will come to the White House to talk about the fiscal cliff and may urge a solution because they know back home a recession would be bad politics for them. Charlie and Nora?
And Major, last night was the congressional Christmas party at the White House. Any sense that some holiday cheer helped move this deal along?
I'm afraid I can't report any, Nora. I'm told by sources that Speaker Boehner was here but did not avail himself of the opportunity to get in the photo line to shake his hands with President Obama, meaning not even a chance encounter or holiday cheer or face-to-face talks.
Major Garrett, thank you.